Hi guys, Melissa here from LiQWYD Refurbish. In case you are new, I have a small furniture refinishing business that I run with the help of my husband. And together we are transforming a mid-century modern piece and turn it into an apothecary one. Also gonna be playing with some metallics and neutral colors using a technique that I've never shown you before, and I think you're gonna be stunned with the results, so make sure to watch until the end.
Here you have it, another boxy looking mid-century modern piece. My wheels are already spinning. I can't wait to create something with this one. Even though I'm not really sure about the finish I'm gonna choose for it, I already know that I wanted to have an apothecary look. And for that, if you watch the video from a couple weeks ago, you know that I need to create the illusion that this dresser has more drawers than it does. And on my last video, I just used a handsaw to create those groups. After that video, I talked my husband into buying a cool looking tool that I'm gonna share with you here. It's actually a Dremel plunge router. But you guys know how it goes. First, we have to wipe this clean, and my husband is actually helping me prep this piece today. But here is the tool that I'm talking to you about. The attachment is already on it, and once you put it on, you can add circles to your design, you can create parallel to an edge, inlay work, decorative edges. It was just about time that we got one. First, we have to make our measurements to make sure that we get straight lines across. And to help us secure the Dremel and make sure that when on a straight line, we just clamp a piece of wood to the drawer, as you can see here. As you can tell here, we're using tape to make our markings. Not only are the markings easier to see that way, but we are also trying to prevent the wood around the groove to split up. Now that we have created the illusion that this dresser has more drawers, it's time to sand it all down. As my husband started sanding the drawers, he realized that that thin layer of wood veneer on the drawers was so thin that he kept just sanding right through it. So he just sanded through it all. The drawers went down to not only bare wood, but down to the original wood that the dresser is made with. And while he sands all of that down, I need to make a decision for my finish. And I decided that I wanted this piece to look like it had been around for a very long time. So today we're gonna be mixing some paint colors and have lots of fun. Since I already know that the base color on this piece is going to be dark, I'm gonna be using clear shellac as my primer. These will encapsulate any wood tannings that might want to come out and filter through my new finish. As you may already guess, before I apply 2 coats of my primer, I'm gonna be covering any of those hardware holes to make any repairs with my wood filler. But once those repairs are made, they've been sanded and wiped clean, then you can start applying your primer. Make sure that you're wearing a respirator. After your primer is dry, you can scuff sand with an extra fine sanding sheet. Wipe that clean so that you can start painting. To create my unique finish, I will be using the color Anchor from Dixie Belle Linen from General Finishes and a bronze metallic accent from Rust-Oleum. For this technique, we're going to be applying 2 coats of Anchor. The first coat is going to go like normal, but it is the application of the second coat when we get to have some fun. I'm gonna be working on sections for this finish. So on this side, you're gonna see how I only apply my second coat on half of this side because I wanna work while this paint still wet to create this all-time finish. I'm getting ready here to grab my bristle brush and my linen color. I'm gonna dip just the tips of my bristle brush with hardly no paint, and I'm gonna keep a rag on hand so I can offload any extra paint that I might have. I have my rag behind the dresser and I'm offloading because I think I grabbed a little too much paint, and I'm just gonna start dabbing it all over. Once I spreaded the linen color as much as I could, and before my base color dries, I'm grabbing my bronze and I'm doing the same thing. I'm just randomly placing some paint all over the place and using my brush to dab, dab, dab and spread my metallic. As you can tell, I put less metallic than I did linen because I just want touches of the metallic. I don't want it to take over. Let me show you a little bit of a close-up to how the finish is looking. Here, you can see the black, the linen, metallics. We're gonna move on to the front of the dresser, and then I want us to work on one of the drawers together as well. I move all the drawers inside next to my fireplace because it is freezing cold here in Minnesota today. So I want to be nice and warm while I work through each one and each section with you. One quick little tip is if you see that there's one area that's a little too heavy and it's not blending at all, you can just use your finger and run your finger through it, and that should soften the color. To add some interest and some of that old feel to the drawers, I painted them with the bronze color, and that really helped age this piece, which is exactly what I wanted. For the sake of transparency, I have to tell you that on my first attempt to get this finish done, I completely failed. What was in my brain was not translating into the piece, so I started over. I repainted this dresser with that black anchor and I started over. I'm sharing this because I want to encourage you. This is only paint. If you mess up, it's never too late to start over. Before I forget, if you happen to add too much of this bronze color or the linen color, use your base color, go back and retouch. And now here, the final step to this finish. I added a little bit of water to a drop of paint. Using a brush with firm bristles, I just flickered the paint all over. This part was so fun. It added so much texture and interest to my piece. Now, as colors were drying, I saw that the top looked so red, and I just wanted to bring some of that redness down. And if you've been here a while, you know that I always love showing some beautiful wood grain. So I was not about to paint this top. Instead, I diluted 20% of the black color paint with 80% water ratio, and apply 1 round of this color wash. For this part, all you need to do is let the color wash sit for 1 minute or 2 and then come back with a wet paper towel that's lint free and start wiping on a horizontal direction. Once my dresser was completely dry, I loaded my gun with this newer top coat that I've been trying that was recommended by other refinisher friends. I applied 3 coats for full coverage with my Earlex sprayer. Today is all about the details, so we're going to be drilling some pilot holes so that we can mount our length, and we're going to be doing the same thing for our hardware. One last thing is I'm going to be using this restored finish in the walnut color to bring the inside of these drawers back to life. Let's see how it all came together now. It reminds me of the cosmos, and I love the new carpools, the legs. I love this style so much. It is a winner in my book, and I hope it is on yours too. As always, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts. I know that this is not for everybody, and I welcome all of the comments, but be respectful.
I hope that you guys enjoyed this week's video. I had so much fun playing with colors and painting techniques. I think I need to repeat this one soon. And if you enjoyed this week's content, make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And don't forget that just like there's hope for these pieces of furniture, it doesn't matter how tough things get, there's always hope for you. I will see you guys next week.